Hi, I'm Jeru, a Thief 1 speedrunner, and this is going to be a tutorial series on how to speedrun Thief Dark Project and Thief Gold NewDark, specifically the normal category. I may do expert in the future, but for now, we're just going to stick with normal because it's easiest. So, just going to give some background on who I am and then how this series is going to progress. So, yeah, like I said, I'm Jeru. I speedrun the game. I'm a speedrunner.com moderator for the game and a moderator for the series Discord. I've held world records in all of the NewDark categories, as well as all of the ILs at some point in the past. Although right now, I don't have most of the world records. It's fine. So yeah, that's me. I've also run the game at a few marathons. So yeah, the series. We're going to start off with this video, which is just going to show you how to set up the game and how to set up LiveSplit to handle autosplitting and stuff like that. And then we're going to move on to a general tricks video, which is just going to show how to perform all of the general use and tricks in the game. And then after that, we'll move on to individual level guides, which will just show you how to speedrun each level using the IL routes, which are essentially the same as the full game routes. I will point out any differences when we get to them. It's mostly just going to come down to what items you can buy at the start of the level. Yeah. So let's get started setting up the game. Okay, so before we can actually start running the NewDark category, we obviously need to patch the game to the correct version of NewDark to run. And we'll also want to set up a timer that handles splitting and load removal for us, because that's very nice. So firstly, we're going to come to the speedrun.com page for the game. We're going to go to the resources tab on the left. We're going to scroll down, and first thing we're going to download is tfix 1.28 under patches. This is the fastest version of tfix, which is the NewDark patcher that we're going to use. This is the fastest one that we know about, so you're going to want to open that in a new tab and download it. I already have it, so I don't need to do that. You'll also want to download some split files, which will be used for the Autosplitter. Again, I already have these, don't need them. And then finally, you're going to want to grab some save files. This link here is going to open TTLG, which is the fan farm for the Thief series. And we're going to come here and we're going to download the Thief 1 NewDark saves and the Thief Gold NewDark saves. Please open in Dropbox, just click here, direct download. Actually, one last thing we want to get is, well, you don't have to get this, but the default binds of the game are a bit jank, so I've linked my binds on here, which you can also download if you'd like. You don't have to, you can just set these up yourself, but the rest of these are pretty heavily recommended, with tfix being required. If you are also planning to do Thief the Dark Project NewDark and you only have Thief Gold on the Thief TDP page on speedrun.com, there is also an extra patch, Gold to Dark, which does exactly what it says. Basically, it downgrades Thief Gold to Thief the Dark Project. And I will show you how to set that up. Now, finally, for our splitting, we're going to want to download LiveSplit at livesplit.org. We're going to come to the Downloads tab and press here. This will download the latest version. And then you have everything you need, basically. So now we're going to come to the desktop. I already have all of the files here ready. So I have my base Thief Gold install. This is, in my case, the Steam version of Thief Gold, which is Old Dark. These methods will work fine, no matter if you're using the Steam version, the GOG version, or the disc version of the game. They're all fine. So we're just going to copy and paste that now. So we have a backup in case you mess this up. We're also going to rename this Thief Gold NewDark. And what we're going to do is we're just going to run the tfix1.20a exe, and then we're going to press next. We're going to disable all of these mods because they are not things that we want. These are not good. Basically, don't use these. I'm going to press next. We're going to point this to where our installation is. So I'm going to copy this in there, and then press next. And this is installing NewDark. We can press no on here, because most PCs nowadays can handle the anti-aliasing in Thief. So now that's done, and we're also going to do this once again just to set up Thief TDP. So Thief TDP NewDark. Now we're going to right click this and extract it. I'm using 7-zip obviously, but you can do this even if you don't have it. Now we're going to copy all the files in here. Well, we don't need these, but we can copy these files in here. Open up this folder, the Thief TDP folder, paste them in. And now we're going to find where that .bat file is. We're going to run it. We're going to press any key to start testing files. This is just Patcher making sure it's a version that it can handle. And then once that's done, we can press another key and it will start patching. This might take a little while. Certainly it will take longer than the testing. But there we go, that's done. So after that, we now need to patch this version to NewDark, which is just the exact same method as with Thief Gold. Press next, disable all the mods. Next again, copy the file path and press install. Press no. There we go, we're all good. So that's NewDark setup, all the patches set up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up both of these actually, and I'm going to install the saves that we downloaded. So these are the full loot saves. So if we open this up, we're going to grab these here and drag them in. So T1 saves for Thief the Dark Project, and for Thief Gold, we're going to use obviously the Thief Gold saves. We don't need to worry about the binding file, but it doesn't matter if you drag it in. You can drag it in if you want. But in my case, I'm going to be overriding these with my bindings. There we go. So now we have all the saves set up, and we have my bindings installed. What we want to do now is install LiveSplit. So we're going to unzip this here, or to wherever you want. It doesn't really matter. There we go. We have this, and we're also going to now unzip this split file. I'm going to open LiveSplit by opening the folder, going to the exe, running it. And you see it's popped up this little window here that I'm dragging around. Now what we're going to do is grab this splits file. Like, let me just drag this to the desktop so it's a bit easier. There we go. And we're going to drag this splits file onto the LiveSplit, and it's going to open them. So we have all our splits in. What we want to do now is we want to activate the autosplitter. So you're going to right click the LiveSplit window, press edit splits, and then we're going to come here and we're going to hopefully see this here, splitter and load remover for normal, expert and ILs by me, and an activate button next to it. So we're going to press activate, and we're going to go settings and just double check everything's correct. Start, split, reset, and 2DI split. That's what we want to have activated. It should be activated by default, but worth double checking. So now that's auto splitting setup and also load removal. However, to make sure we actually see the times with the loads removed, we're going to right click again, compare against, and set it to game time. And this just makes it so the times shown here are the times after loads are removed. Now, you might want to also see what the times are, including loads, so you can edit the layout by right clicking, press edit layout, and adding another timer, pop it below the old one, and double clicking, changing the timing method to real time. This isn't necessary. I'm not going to bother with it. I normally don't. There we go. So that's LiveSplit setup now. Now we need to just double check the splitting capabilities are working and the load removal is working, everything like that. So I've just opened up Thief Gold that I've just set up, and we're going to come to options firstly, and we're going to go to controls and press customize controls, load, and if you downloaded my splits, they should show up here as JRoad binds. We're just going to load them and press done. Otherwise you can customize these yourself. It's up to you. So we just want to double check the splitter works. So we're going to press new game, start training, skip the cutscene, and press continue, and it should start going like that.
Young Garrett. In the nearby
And
rooms,
if I now press
in the
Control
various skills you will
Shift
need to
End,
survive.
skip the mission, start this cutscene, you'll see that the timer gets paused. So we count cutscenes as loads in NewDark just because for some people the cutscenes are a bit funky. So yeah, we just count them as loads. But you'll see if I press F11 then F12 to make a quick save and then load it, it will also pause. And there we go. That is the splitter setup and working. So we're now done with setting everything up, and we can move on to actually starting to learn the game.